Beneath the Bleeding by Val McDermid, narrated by Saul Reichlin. Beneath the bleeding hands we feel the sharp compassion of the healer's art. From 4 Quartets, East Coker, T.S. Eliot. Friday. The phases of the moon have an inexplicable but incontrovertible effect on the mentally ill. Ask any psychiatric nurse. For them, it's a truth universally acknowledged. None of them volunteers for overtime around the time of the full moon, not unless they're absolutely desperate. It's also a truth that makes the behavioral scientists uneasy. It's not something that can be laid at the door of an abusive childhood or an inability to relate socially. It's an external rhythm that no amount of treatment can override. It drags the tides and it pulls the deranged out of their hampered orbits. The internal dynamics of Bradfield Moor Secure Hospital were as susceptible to the undertow of the full moon as its name suggested. According to some of its staff, Bradfield Moor was a warehousing facility for those too dangerously crazy to walk free. To others, it was a haven for minds too fragile for the rough and tumble of life on the outside. And to the rest, it was a temporary refuge that offered the hope of a return to a loosely defined normality. The third group was, unsurprisingly, heavily outnumbered and heartily despised by the other two. That night, it wasn't enough that the moon was full. It was also subject to a partial eclipse. The milky shadows of the lunar surface gradually metamorphosed through sickly yellow to dark orange as the Earth moved between its satellite and the sun. For most of those observing the eclipse, it possessed a mysterious beauty, provoking awe and admiration. For Lloyd Allen, one of Bradfield Moor's less grounded inmates, it provided proof absolute of his conviction that the last days were at hand, and thus his duty was to bring as many to his Maker as he could. He had been hospitalized before he had achieved his goal of spilling as much blood as possible, so that the souls of its owners might ascend more easily to heaven at the imminent second coming. His mission burned all the brighter within him for being thwarted. Lloyd Allen was not a stupid...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?